I'm going to very quickly and painlessly walk you through some basic steps for you to be able to use WIMBA to meet online with your professor and your peers. You should be getting a URL, an internet address to go to via email, or it'll be posted in Blackboard. When you get that URL, it'll take you to this entrance page. You'll see WIMBA, People Teach People. Now, a day before you go into class, you should run the wizard. It will run a diagnostic on your computer to make sure that if you are using a headset and microphone, if you do have a video camera, that everything's fine. The underlying software that makes this work is called Java. It's just a word you've probably heard. So it'll be checking if your Java is up to date. If it's not, it will probably ask you to download a newer version of your web browser. Most of you are probably working off of Internet Explorer. Some of you are probably using Firefox. If you're working on a PC, just know that we tend to find Firefox to be more stable than Internet Explorer. You can download Firefox for free. If you just Google Firefox or Mozilla, Mozilla, you'll be able to find it. It's a free download. It's very safe. It's just another software that lets you browse the internet. So if when you run the wizard, if it's telling you that your Java needs to be upgraded, what you need to do is download the latest version of your web browser. If you're working on a Macintosh, don't use Safari. Use Firefox as well. Once you've run the wizard and everything's fine and it works all great, when you come back to log in, you don't need to run the wizard again. This is actually a really bad interface. What you do to enter the classroom is down here. If you have completed the wizard previously, click here to enter the WIMBA classroom. Why they don't make that bigger, nobody asked me. So, it will take a minute to load. Please don't let that freak you out. Load it, walk away, go get a soda, go say hello to your kids, whatever it takes. Just don't sit here and stare at it. It's going to feel like it takes too long. You're going to think you've done something wrong. You haven't. Just give it a chance to load. Once it loads, just so you all know, all this stuff over here on the right, you're not going to see that. I'm seeing it. This is all the stuff that your professor and those of us who are presenters, quote unquote, see because we've preloaded all these things that we're going to do in class. You as the students, you don't need to worry about this. You just get to sit here. The 3 dings that tell me that everything is working right. My audio is up to speed. Now, here's a couple basics. Down in this corner is the chat bar. And you notice it says main room. And when I click on it, it would list everybody who's in here. Well, I'm in here alone, so the only person for me to talk to is myself. But to communicate text-wise, all I have to do is type in the little rectangle and hit return. Nothing fancy, no big deal. Next to that, I have the bar that shows me who all is here. And let's say that I'm talking to somebody and it feels like they drop off in the middle of my conversation. The bar next to your name shows how strong your internet connection is. So if you're talking to somebody and it seems like they're not listening, take a moment and look at their connection. If it's yellow or red, it means that they're having a terrible lag. Their internet speed is slow. Give them a second to catch up. Don't do what we tend to do, which is just speak louder at the person, because it won't help. All right, so a couple more quick things. This bar up here in between what we call the content area and then our communications areas, when you want to speak, if you are logged in using a headset and a microphone, to speak, you have to click the talk button. Hello, how are you, blah, blah, blah. Okay, if I don't click the talk button, see how it turns yellow? That means I'm hot. If I don't do that, no one can hear me. If you're on a telephone, you have to be careful because you don't have that feature. So you might want to mute yourself so we don't hear all the background noise. Now next to that is my audio icon, which when I speak, it will show me if everyone can hear. And yes, because the green, the yellow, and the red light, red means I'm a little hot, I'm a little loud. What a big surprise. So that's how you can be sure that others are indeed hearing you. Next to that, we have the camera. Now, if you have a built-in webcam or you have one hooked up, what you can do is simply click the webcam, the little camera, and see I have a sleeping eye. If I click that open eye, it will launch and transmit my video. I'm in the shadow. That's for your own safety. You can tell I'm using a headset. If you have this option, go ahead and use it. How it works is the video stays on the presenter unless someone else who has a webcam is speaking. When someone who has their webcam on is speaking, it automatically flips over to them, which is really lovely when you're in a big meeting and you want to still see the people you're communicating with. So if you have a web camera, go ahead, click the little camera icon, but you have to open the eye. Now I'm going to click the eye again and close it. It will stop my transmission. Okay? No video. So, and then next to the eye, there's also the hide the preview video or make it big. Now, one of the great things about WIMBA is I can move this out of the way so that I can focus on what's going on here in the core area, but I still have my little video way over to the side, out of the way, not bothering me. One other thing, let's say you don't have a headset and a microphone. No big deal. When you log in, if you click on the telephone to get the simulcast, there's the phone number, 866, toll free. Doesn't cost you a penny. 866, and there's the PIN number. Please don't call in from a cell phone. Cell phones tend to cause echoing issues. Call in from a landline. But again, it's a free call, so don't worry that, oh my stars, I have to do this thing for class, it's going to cost me 8,000 million more dollars. It's not. And there's the PIN number to log in. Down here below, when you're in class, if the professor asks you some questions, you have the little check mark icon, which when I click it, notice next to my name I get the check. That means yes. Teacher asked me a question, yes, I agree. Or next to it, there's an X. Teacher asked me a question, no, I disagree. Let's say the teacher has us all muted because she's giving a presentation and she wants us all to listen, but I have a question. I can click the hand icon and it shows in order of people who've clicked it. I can click my hand icon. The professor at all times knows that I'm there and I'm present and what's going on. As well, I can use an emoticon. Yes, I applaud, I approve, or I'm laughing, blah, blah, blah. So you're never, I disagree. You as the student, you are a fully engaged, fully involved participant. This isn't like watching television. You're not just sitting back waiting to be entertained. You should be communicating, asking questions, getting involved, blah, blah, blah. Your professor can push websites. So a website could pop up in the main window. There's an e-board that your professor can share the rights to work on. So if, let's say, she's showing a slide, I think this is the most important thing and this is the most important thing. If you say, you know what, may I use the pencil for a second? You can get the controls and then you can go, no, actually, professor, I think this is what's important. So these are all just little tools. It'll take some time. You'll get used to it. But first and foremost, it's a way for the whole class to actually come together and discuss, debate, question, work together synchronously. Just because this is an online course doesn't mean you're working in a vacuum. You truly are never alone. Yes, most of the tools we use are asynchronous, which means not at the same time, the threaded discussions, the wiki, but we also now have WIMBA. You'll be using it 3 times, I believe, 3 times throughout the 8-week session. If there's more, your professor will let you know. I doubt there'll be less, but again, never say never. So that's basic WIMBA. Don't worry, your professor will walk you through. There'll be a couple of us always available to help you out. And again, this isn't rocket science. You're not going to break anything. If you click a wrong button and you accidentally boot yourself out of the classroom, you go back to your email, you log back into the URL. Don't let the technology throw you. What we're doing is not about the technology. The technology is just the tool that's allowing us to communicate, to share, to work together. All right? I welcome you to your class. I hope you have a wonderful experience, and I hope WIMBA becomes a tool that you truly enjoy using because you find that it empowers you to do more than you could without it.